The following program contains explicit material. If you are under 18 years old, please fuck off. Sit back, chill out, and listen up, because we're spinning yarns.
Welcome back to Spinnin Yarns, Season 2. I am your friendly neighborhood Joe Amaro. I don't know what this is going to sound like. I don't even really know if I'm in any kind of good mood to be doing this, but I've just been putting it off, and it's the last day of the month. How's that? Is that better? Is that clean? All kinds of noises. I'm going to turn the furnace off when we do this, so we got to do it quick before the children freeze. Where are we at? January 31st, 2024. What's happening? This might be buzzing too much to use. I don't know. We're going to do it and maybe we'll scrap it. Whatever. Very low stakes here on Spinnin Yarns. We're not too concerned about all the unnecessary bullshit. The Bulletin of Atomic Scientists have left the doomsday clock, still set at 90 seconds to midnight, due to the ominous trends that continue to point the world toward global catastrophe. Happy New Year, right? The death toll soared past 25,000 in the Israel-Hamas war. News is still blocked from Canadian social media, so you really got to do yourself a favor and get out there and find your alternative news sources online. Democracy Now! Always, right? Al Jazeera, whatever you can find, like, read the news. They're burying it. They're burying the lead. The world is on fire. Elon Musk, Bond villain, like, from hell. Neuralink begins human trials, right? And this is an implantable brain computer interface that allows you to control computers with your mind. I wonder if the computers will end up controlling your mind. It's so B-movie plot. I can't even wrap my head around. It's real. It's like Trump. And Trump is still running around like that's a real thing. He's a real guy, and he's running for president, or he thinks he is, or I don't know, like what? He's like COVID. It's still around, but they don't really tell us about it. Like, we don't get the numbers. Like, didn't we hear that Trump wasn't allowed to be the president because he was a criminal or was charged, or it's like COVID. It's like they won't tell us the numbers anymore, but everybody still gets sick from COVID. So it's like none of our business. It's just like, deal with it. Messed up world. Stephen Hawking was on Epstein Island, and he liked it when small people were given difficult equations to do on a chalkboard that was too high for them to reach. Like, that's what they tell us he was doing. What's going on with me? The world is fucked. The world is on fire. I don't even pretend to think any different. We're in the Black Mirror, and everybody's just having a good time. Yeah, I hate it. But what can you do? You got to, like, I've got kids, you know. I got dependents. I gotta go to work. No matter what. Like, I mean, I support what I support, and I believe what I believe. But at the end of the day, you know, I need food on the table, and like that's my bottom line. I'm not going to protests. I have always been allergic to protests. I do break out and arrested more times than not, and I'm not playing that game anymore. And that's a young person's game, and I am not a young person. I got, like I said, people depending on me. I got mouths to feed, and that's what I'm doing. I'm working, and I'm feeding my kids. Don't think I'm not on the right side of stuff just because I don't post something every day online about that stuff. But to me, the armchair activism, like if that's the end of your action, that's pretty weak anyway. I do what I can to help the community I live in. I certainly don't do the work I do to get paid. I do it because I want to make a difference in people's lives, and I live like that to make an honest living. I'm not rich, that's for sure, but I just started a new job. I resigned 2 jobs last year. It was wild. That was a wild year. This year started out better. I got a solid job, management position. Everything seems cool. We're a month in, and everything seems legit. I think I could go the distance here with all of my integrity and dignity intact. The world doesn't care. Like the corporation from last season, they'll march on with blood on their hands and big shit-eating grins because they only care about money. It's profit over people. They don't, and that's pretty much the model for the world. They'll flat out fucking unleash genocide. Brought to you by Pepsi Cola, or whoever, Starbucks. I don't know. You're gonna boycott where you can and try. I don't know. It's a pretty impossible battle. Like, look at the bank your money's in. What are they into? Look at the utilities companies. What are they into? If you're not going off grid and going full anarchist collective, then you're fillet of fish. You're a mixed citizen somewhere, even if you're buying local. It's anybody who pretends they're clean from that is just in denial. It's unavoidable. The world is fucked. We do what we can. I don't know what the answer is. Take the money and run. Like if you can manage to make enough to build the compound, the solar panels and the gravity flush toilets and the gardens and the gun towers, then I think you win. I guess that's the name of the game. I don't know. Dirty money, clean hands, right? I got randomly I got a message from an old friend from improv who put me in the direction of this voiceover work, and I did an audition and did all the callbacks and did a bunch of sessions with these people, and they were a big evil corporation, but the paycheck was so massive. I was like justifying it, right? Like, well, at least we'll put the money to good use. It'll be like a Robin Hood situation, but it's just justification because it's definitely a evil corporation, and I'd be like literally endorsing them, promoting them. But I didn't get it. which I guess is a good thing. I mean, on my conscience, the money would have been nice, but I don't know. You got to live with these decisions, right? I know a lot of people, they're dancing for chicken. They got to pay the bills, but it's like you're getting into some dirty corporate mess with all that. I don't know. I don't care. I would have done it if they had they don't even call you back like I did. They're very cold. There's not like a courtesy, email saying thank you. We've decided to go in another direction. That's a cold business. It's just like nothing, right? You'll hear nothing, and then you just slowly formulate your rejection and your shortcomings and your internal dialogue, and all on your own, left to your own devices. It's a strange gig. I don't like it, but it would have been easy money because I could have just I recorded from home and I just did this stuff, and I thought I had it because they had me coming back several times. So shout out to Scott Farley. Probably don't watch this or listen to this, but good looking out. Good dude. Yeah, dirty money, clean hands. I don't know. Christmas this year was nice because we were nice and warm and had lots of food and treats, and the kids got some nice gifts, but we didn't get to see my mom and my sister. Didn't work out. My sister had a new job, and then I had a new job, and I couldn't get up there and they couldn't get down here. And then the cat, Gizmo, our cat, just started to die. It was intense. He was in rough shape, and he was on his way out, and it was a mess. And he was passing some blood, and he was just in pain, and we were like, oh man, here we go. Because vet bills are insanely high, and it was Christmas, so you're going to the emergency animal clinic. You're not even going to your regular vet. So it's just astronomical. But the dude, he's not even 3 years old. And right before we brought him, he was downstairs with my wife, and I was upstairs with the kids, and we could hear clear as a bell. We heard him say, "I love you." My wife, I was in the kitchen and I heard it. I stopped dead, and then my older daughter Adeline came out and was like pale as a ghost, and then he said it again, "I love you," to my wife. It was so surreal. He formed the words and said that twice. He was saying goodbye. He knew he was leaving, and he had the fear of God enough to form English words to his human keeper friend. Yeah, I'm not lying. He said it twice, and my whole family will back that up. It was fucked up. So we thought, yeah, I guess he's a member of the family. We should probably take him to the hospital. So through the Christmas holidays, we spent all the money in the world at the animal hospital to try and save this cat, and he had crystals going on. His bladder was all messed up, and his kidneys were messed up as a result of that, and he wasn't passing anything, and he had all these stones, crystals built up in him, and they had to put him on a catheter and all this stuff. And then he was in there for days and days. So we did it, and then luckily we had some family. They kicked in, and they shot us some money to alleviate that, insane, debt. I had just paid off the credit card, and this was like, oh, here we go, just maxed out. But we got some help from some family, so that was huge. But that was Christmas. But the good news is he's okay. He's home now. He hasn't said anything since. He's not talking to us anymore. That was it. But he's frisky as always and back to his old self. And yeah, the cat didn't die on Christmas, so that was good because it was pretty close. We were right there. It was heavy, intense. No fun at all. But he loves us. We love him. The country is going backwards with harm reduction. All of Canada is regressing, and we're going into dark days of conservatism. The conservative governments are making all the wrong moves and undoing a lot of hard work that's been done, and dark days ahead for that. But the beat goes on. My own health has been less than great. I don't know what's going on. Best I can describe it is like, when you're about to fall asleep and you have that, you jerk awake. But it's like that, but it's not that, because I'm not falling asleep. It's just like that happens like in my brain. It's like my brain, it's freaky, like neurological, like scary, like is this, it's very seizure-esque, I get these weird tinges all through my feet and my arms, and like it's creepy. So I'm going to have to do all the blood work and MRI and all that stuff to see what that is, because it's pretty scary, and that preoccupies the mind when that happens. And then because you're like, you're not a kid. You hear about people who are, are like 30 years old and never smoked or drank or anything, and they're just like, like they had a headache on Friday and they're dead on Sunday, found dead. You hear that shit all the time. Like, people die. Like, I'm aware of my own mortality. Like, this kind of shit just really gets you thinking about it. And it's scary because I got the kids and my wife and my family and my life. And like, I don't want to die. Like, I'm not living some kind of like, reckless rock and roll lifestyle where it's too late to leave a good looking corpse, I ain't that good. I didn't die young, right? I'm not shooting for that. I want to live, So I'm gonna look into that. Because it's freaky shit. I'm like a hypochondriac. So when that stuff happens, I'm like, well, this is it. I've got it. I'm riddled with brain tumors. Just riddled. I can visual. So then you're thinking that way, and I know better than to, obsess over it and visualize those things, because manifestation is real. It's freaky, right? But is it too much caffeine? Is it the vape? Is it, I don't know. Is it the water? I live in Hamilton. Is it the air quality? I don't know what it is, but there's something in there. It's like when my hands were all cramped up a few years ago. They still do that when I write. As soon as I pick up a pen, my hand sucks in on the side. It looks like it ate something sour. Like they're fucked up. I did physio for it, and it seemed to alleviate it, but it's still there. And is that neurological? Like, and then you don't want to get into WebMD as a, any degree of hypochondria, because you're gonna have ALS, and you're gonna have everything. By the time the sun comes up, you'll have MS and Parkinson's and all the big ones. You fucking Lou Gehrig's disease. You got like Legionnaire's disease, so difugal of the blowhole. UGAG of the stomach pump. All that shit. Freaky. So yeah, I'll go to a doctor. But I believe in medical science. get that checked out. You know, fucking scary. It's scary getting old when you think about it. I mean, it wouldn't matter as much if you didn't have children, but that's a game changer. So I'm not fucking around with that. I'm trying to drink less and trying to eat good and trying to get good rest. Trying to do what I can. Exercise and, you know, but sometimes these things just, they creep up on you. They happen. So you gotta, if you can get, your only hope is to catch something serious, like quick. If there's a cure or a treatment for it, then you can dive into that. Sometimes there isn't, right? You know, life is a gamble. You know, so we're going to see what cards we were dealt. I don't know. There's something going on. It's been on my mind, so it's kind of got me in a bit of a funk. I've been in a bit of a somber, kind of serious, short fuse, kind of cranky. I've been a little cranky lately, but I'm working on it. I don't know. You know, I'm only one man. You know, I can't please everybody. Trying to, do what I can. It's so hard, like when you're a creative person and you want to do something and you work, it's like you're beat, right? So it's either like you fold them and be like, yeah, you know, I used to do fun things, and you just, I don't know what you do. We don't really even have any reprieve. My partner and I, my wife and I, we don't don't really have babysitters or anyone coming to help us out with that. So we don't really get out. But she's an artist and I'm an artist, and you know, artists have to art. You got to make art. You got to make some art, but you got to do it. It's just, or you'll be miserable. So I got a new project coming out in February. Every night, the week of February 12th through the 16th, every night at 11 o'clock, you can see Too Late with Joe Amaro. That's my new late night talk show project that's coming out. You know, it was a lot of fun, a lot of work to do in your spare time. But that was the whole kind of premise of the project, was like, I got one shot at all of this, like, you know, get it done in one shot, or it's too late, you know, there's no time. So we'll see, you know. Usually I work like, you know, a year on a project and I'll put it up, and my mom will like it a lot. She'll like it and share it, and, you know, it'll even come up in conversation. So I got that going for me. No, but this is like, I did so much time on the Drugs project. I did Drugs the musical, the telethon, and Drugs the musical, the telethon, the documentary. And that was years of work right there. It was like, and but it's like, you know, no one will touch that stuff. Like, drugs is still so taboo. So it's good for what it is. But this is kind of like a departure from all that stuff. I wanted to just do something silly, right? Like, February's a hard time for me. That's my brother. That's his birthday. It's a hard time for my family. This is going to be like 7 years since he's passed away. It's always tough. And February in general is just tough for everyone. The weather, the money. So I wanted to just do something, you know, for shits and giggles, to just see if I could, you know, have a laugh. Check it out. Let me know what you think. You know, shameless self-promotion right there. Too Late with Joe Amaro, February 12th to 16th. I'll put the commercial on the end of this video and get real shameless about it. Whatever. Something to do. I'm happy about it because I got something in the can. You know, I'd like to be making films, like real films, but it's so, It's like, how do you get there from here? Like, even the time that it takes to put into a film, like, I have so much respect for filmmakers. Like, they just put it all in there, and I really can't do anything that isn't guaranteed to give me money for groceries. Like, that's where, and I'm fine with that. One day, I'll get to make a film, and then hopefully I'll get to make another one. I believe I will. I still believe I will. I've written whole screenplays. I've got, there's a happy little talking cat having a shit. That's nice. Welcome. I love you. It's a good guy. I don't know what I was saying. I also want to do visual art. That's been in my mind for like years, and years go by. Like when I was a kid, and when I was older, like a teenager in my 20s and even into my 30s, like I was into illustration and like drawing and stuff all the time, and I want to get back into that. My kids and I, the art department, we designed this backdrop tonight, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. But yeah, there's still some more visual art. There's still some more comedy. There's some films in me. Music, I did Mumbo Jumbo. I brought Twitchy Tantrum back from the dead last year. I made a whole record as part of my psychotherapy. That felt good. And I was happy how that turned out. I did some videos. It's all just for me. It's like, and the heads, right? A lot of friends who were around back in the day for Hobo Banditos, they loved that shit. I loved it too. It felt good. And there's some more. I got some more of that. I'm going to work on some music with Miz, my friend Sarav Deb. Moved to Thailand, but he never stops. He's a machine. He's got hundreds of albums in him. He never stops. And we're going to do a project together, actually produced by Dynamo from Hobo Banditos. So that's going to be very exciting. And then there's this cat out west named Cam, had some recordings. My brother Harry and I had a side project called Sibling Rivalry, and we'd work with a producer and we'd do these EPs. We got through 2 rounds. Each round was a different producer, and we'd just do these tracks, just me and him. And we're supposed to go 12 rounds, but he died. But apparently, before he did, he recorded all of his verses for a new round of Sibling Rivalry with a producer out there called Cut Down. And this Cam fella sent it to me, and that's a difficult project to tackle, but I have it, and that means that there will be another Sibling Rivalry record when I've got the gonads to sit down and dig into it. So that's huge. Also, my friend Rebecca Simpson approached me and wants to do some kind of collaboration, and she's a wonderful musician. You got to check her out. Rebecca Simpson. I'll try and find a link and put that up. But I don't even know what that's going to be like a departure for both of us, which is great. So there's new music coming out, and I'm definitely going to, there's lots of stuff to do. It's like, when can you do it, right? You just got to chip away, make the time, find a little time, steal away and create. I don't know. It's selfish, but, all the good stuff is, as we just shuffle through the days of the week, right? Working just to afford to stay poor, But at the same time, I know I'm the richest man in the world. I got a cat who loves me. Kids are great, swimming, karate chopping. You gotta just make the time. I don't know, we have a good time. We have a laugh. We always eat together at the table for dinner. Sometimes we have like movie night, and we'll we'll eat in the living room with a movie or something, but we still eat together. We always sit down and talk and eat together. And that's good. I'm proud of that. Spinning Yarns, what's going to happen with this? I don't know. I got a guest lined up for next month. So I got some stuff. Wasn't sure if I was going to keep it going, and then I got some ideas for it. So I like this platform. I like this medium. So, basically it's like, if I'm not doing it for myself, I'm not doing it. I got my devoted audience. Small but building. There's a fire alarm going off. Something's burning. The world is burning, I told you. There's the evidence. There's the cavalry. There's the people. You gotta look for the helpers. There they go. Wouldn't want to be a fireman. But I support them. They make wonderful calendars every year. Support your local firehouse. Yeah, we're going to keep it going. Keep it going full steam. Too sweet to be sour, too nice to be mean. Hopefully everything's okay. Put our best foot forward and do the right things. And hopefully there is time to steal, to be creative. If you're out there hustling to do your thing, don't give up. Just keep going. Keep going. Do your thing, whatever it is. Keep writing, Keep going to those auditions. You'll dance for that chicken eventually. If you won't dance for that chicken, you'll dance for the next chicken. There's lots of chicken out there. And no one can stop you from dancing. Keep going. Keep going. Even if you're, not doing anything. Just trying to fucking get through the day. Just keep going. It gets better. Peaks and valleys. Waxing and waning. Ebbing and flowing. Just make the consistent you moving. Just keep moving forward. It all gets better. And we're all gonna fucking die anyway, so, what are you gonna do? Just lay down? I'm gonna look in your pockets. See you next time on Spinnin' Yarns. Brought to you by Chico's Bail Bonds. No bail too big, no bail too small. Chico's Bail Bonds. I'm glad I did this. Glad we had this talk. See you next time on Spinnin' Yarns.
From Hi-Fi Umbilical Productions and the Irregular Joe Show on PHTV, it's Too Late with Joe Amaro. A brand new late-night talk show unlike anything you've ever seen before and will likely hopefully ever see again. Hopefully. You'll be sure to see a lot of the regular late-night talk show things like monologues and guests coming on, and segments and games and music, lots of musical guests. You'll also be sure to see a lot of irregular things, a lot of very strange and peculiar and just weird things. And you'll wonder, why am I watching this? And then you'll realize it's Too Late with Joe Amaro. Only on PHTV. Check your local listings. The world is burning.
Spinnin' Yarns is brought to you by Hi-Fi Umbilical Productions. We're 100% DIY with zero tolerance for intolerance. Spinnin' Yarns is recorded on stolen land in front of a live studio audience. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Gmail, and Linktree at Yarn Spinnin'. Please like, follow, and share to show your support. We're building this together. Spinnin' Yarns is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else you kids go for podcasts these days. Check out our Patreon if you'd like to help out the show, and you can always find us on the web at our landing site, joeamaro.com.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, reach out. Let's shoot the shit. We're just spinning yarns, connecting with respect and respecting the connections. Peace be with you, and let the peace be known.